down to Melbourne, Australia. Hello, Rach.
Hello.
Oh.
I'm sick again.
You're sick again?
Again? What's up?
We've had some horrible, very hot and very windy weather in Melbourne, and hay fever is alive and well. And I've got yet another infection in my sinus.
Oh, no!
No.
I'll tell you what, Rach. It's getting closer now.
What is?
To when?
To when you come to Poprad.
Yeah,
That's
you'll
true,
have
and
no sinuses left then.
Then, when you get... I'm going to take... You know the rules in Australia, like where there's all pine trees, people with bunged up noses and asthma don't go, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to take you to a place full of pine trees, and it will clear your nose beautifully.
I bet it will, because there's nothing like... There's dirty old pine trees here. They're all dry and horrible. So the pine trees there will be lush.
Oh, that's... Lush. You talking about Leigh again? Hello, Eric, from the south of France. Hello, Laurent. How the devil are you?
The whole of the south of France?
Yeah, he's such a lucky boy down there. He'll be in Saint-Tropez.
Will he indeed?
Yeah, he'll be down. Laurent will. Eric, can you say hello to Bulgaria from Alan and Margie? That's from Margaret Coleman. Done it?
Is that Uncle Bulgaria?
Not Uncle Bulgaria, the country, you silly girl.
Oh, sorry.
I think what Margaret really means. Can I say? Oh, it's from Alan and Margie. Oh, okay, I get it, Margie. Yeah, sorry. Hello, Ken O'Sullivan. So I think we've done that now. Say hello. Hello, Bulgaria.
Hello, Bulgaria.
I think we've done that now. I don't know how many countries we're in at the moment. It's a bit much. It's taxing my brain, don't you know?
Can we do a shout out for the singer with a band called Colted, which is based in somewhere in Spain anyway, and he and his wife have just had a little baby, and they're going to call it Leo. Leo
the lion.
No, Leo the baby.
Oh, I thought you meant Leo the lion.
I know what you meant. You don't have to explain.
We live in... Oh, my God. Now Margaret's testing me. Thank you. We live in... Presalency. I think that was quite good, really, wasn't it? Hello to... pardon me. Hello to Terry Ingram. I'll put my teeth back on. Hello to Sally Fossey from Bedfordshire. That's in the UK, Leigh. It's south from you. It's where people with money live.
Bedfordshire. You have to go upstairs to there, I know.
No. Hello, Sally. She said hello back, which is rather nice, really, isn't it? I think so. Yeah. Shall we do the proper programme or the one that Petra's prepared?
Do the one that Petra's prepared. Everybody's dead in ours.
Well, that's kind of true, because Petra's, and this is absolutely true. Back me up, guys. Rachel and Leigh know nothing about this.
No.
Oh, apparently, I got the name right, according to Margaret. She said I did very well.
You did do very well, didn't he, Margaret? Yes.
Did I?
For an elderly man, he does very, very well.
I knew that wasn't going to last. Oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
Okay, so Petra's got a list of questions.
Oh, right, here we go.
And she wants to know the answer to these questions. And there is quite a lot of them. So we might not just have any news at all today. I mean, the news might go completely out of the window. Might you? It's all a bit boring.
Uncle Eric.
Yes.
Uncle Eric, before we get on with our regularly scheduled and unscheduled news, can I just give a shout out to all the people who work at Holden in Elizabeth in South Australia, which is my hometown.
Yes.
Because it shut its doors today.
Oh, no.
The last Holden rolled off the line today, and that spells the end of car manufacturing in this country.
No, that's terrible. How will that affect the town?
That's terrible.
There are 5,000 or so people employed at that plant who are now unemployed.
Yeah.
never mind the suppliers and so forth who are also affected. People who sell mufflers and things like that. So it is very sad. I know that they've known.
Hang on, Rach, can I just do a translation? Mufflers to everybody else are silencers.
Which everybody thinks Eric should be wearing.
Thank you.
Only when he's sick.
Is this a real blow for the town, though? Is everybody going to be out of work? Is it the kiss of death?
Yeah, a lot of people are. I think that a lot of people have managed to get new employment, but there are many people who have worked at that. One gentleman's worked at that plant himself since 1978.
No way.
And they're asking the government, who decided not to support the car industry, to retrain these people so that they can find work elsewhere. And I hope that they do follow through on that and help them to become re-employed. But that whole part of the northern suburbs of Adelaide is now crippled because that was their home base. That was what employed most of the people out in those suburbs. So that was sad to see the last Holden roll out today.
Very good cars, actually, the Holdens. Yeah. Very good cars. In fact, you'll be pleased to know, Rach, that at one time, Vauxhall, which is the same company, basically, in the UK, actually modelled some of their cars on Holdens.
It's so sad, and it's a great institution. There's an old song. If you look for it on YouTube, you'll have a laugh, and it's called Football, Meat Pies, Kangaroos, and Holden Cars. And
I've been there. I've got to do hello from Suffolk. Hello from Suffolk. Hello, Suffolk. You two are going to like this.
Oh.
Joe says, is that you, or are there two people in that T-shirt you're wearing?
Oh. That's funny and rude.
He's still doing that monthly job for the Michelin man?
No.
No.
See what you've done, Mr. Meadows? Thank you very much.
That's a terrible thing to say, Mr.
Really dreadful.
Hello to Johnny Reese and Mark Anthony, and I think we'll get on with some of these wacky questions because they are really cool. Do you know, I sweated blood this morning putting the normal list together. We might do some of these and some of the news, but we'll see how we get on. These are all put together by
something.
What?
Can I just ask can I ask the listeners something?
Well, you're going to. How am I going to stop you?
Just talking over me like that.
Oh, right.
Right, you ready?
Yes.
Right, here's the question for the listener. Right?
Yes.
Is there anybody, including Leo, including Steve, including Wendy, is there anybody out there who's ever heard of Demi, D-E-M-I, Lovato, L-O-V-A-T?
Care?
Yeah, exactly. You have? You've heard of her?
Of course.
How? Where? Why?
Because go on, Rach.
She was a little nice young one of those nice young little poppets who starred on the Disney Channel and made a start there, and then decided to become a musician. She's actually quite a good singer, and I don't particularly like her music. It's not really my cup of tea, but she's quite a good singer, and she's a very good role model for young ladies.
Oh.
Is she indeed? That's very interesting. Thank you, Rachel. That's totally destroyed the interaction between us and the public, but that's fine.
Sorry.
Yeah, see, Rach, do allow for his age. Don't forget he's a little bit old and doesn't understand that the audience is alive and kicking.
Here's another question.
No, which brings me nicely to my first question.
Go on, then.
Why is it considered necessary to nail down the lid of a coffin?
Well, there is a reason for that. I can explain.
Can you?
I can actually, yes. One reason is pornographic, and I can't explain that one.
No,
but it's actually is part of the reason, and the other reason is so that I have no idea really.
So nobody gets.
I thought of the pornographic one, then I realised I couldn't say.
Well, that's true. Well, yeah, Rach, you're quite right. You know, I mean, how are you going to sign a rental agreement with the person trying to get into your coffin when you can't sign it?
Yes. Well, that's a good point. But I think it's to stop grave robbers, isn't it?
I think you could be right. But just to prove the audience are interacting with Mr. Banks, which I commend you for understanding what he's saying. I pinned back my throat. Born in 1992 in Albuquerque, Albuquerque, which is New Mexico. Demille started out as a child actor on Barney and Friends. In 2002, got a part on a short Disney Channel show called As the Bell Rings, and then she landed the starring role in the movie Camp Rock.
That's very interesting. Who said that?
Dave.
Dave, thank you very much, Dave. That's very interesting. The question is, why did that nice Mr. Eric Norman Wiltshire think he would send me Demi Lovato, Tell Me You Love Me, for me to play on my rock and roll shows?
Well, because you have newer music as well.
Is this a new music?
Yes.
I'll have
It'll
a
get the kids. Yeah, it's very new, and it'll get the kids listening, Uncle Leigh.
It's just come out, that album, Uncle Leigh.
Yeah, but I've never even heard of it. I've never listened to it. And Eric's rubbish.
Oh, he's so... why am I... Excuse me, why am I a numpty?
Who says that?
I've got a message. Hello, Stephen and Mike. I've got a message. And hi, Ellie. I've just got a message. Eric's a numpty.
That's rude.
Who knows you?
That's very rude.
It is very rude.
I could. Well, I could.
You could get you. Yeah.
All right. Rachel should be able to answer this one because she's our science correspondent, don't you know? Why doesn't glue stick to the inside of the bottle?
Oh,
I can answer that.
that's a very interesting question.
It is
Something
rather,
to
isn't
do
it?
with polymers, I'll wager.
It is.
No,
Yes, go on. You're getting there, Rach. Go on.
I think it's something to do with adhesion and polymers and
Yeah.
how things don't adhere to certain things but do to others.
That's right. So let's see what Mr. Banks has to say on the matter.
It's because glue has to have the effect of oxygen and the air around it to make it start to solidify. And in the bottle, it doesn't there. And there's also the weight and the consistency of the whole weight of the glue inside the bottle that keeps it flexible.
Double trouble.
Oh, heck.
The guys on Facebook will be able to see this. I have been joined and is now breathing down my neck a person called Petra.
Hello, Petra.
Can you hear?
Yes, of course.
Hello.
Good. Yes, we have a new sound system in the studio, which means although I sit here with my headphones on, because I'm a consummate professional, you understand, there are like on a rock stage, there are fold-back speakers so Petra can hear you and she can talk to you without having any headphones on.
Did you wire that yourself?
I did wire that in myself.
Of course he did.
He can be very skilled if he wants to.
He can. Yes, I've heard that. Yes, his wiring is beyond redemption.
Is it really?
Yes.
What can I do for you, dear Petra?
Nothing, I'm just checking if you're doing my questions.
Well, if you were listening to the radio, you'd know I was doing your questions.
I was busy writing on Facebook.
There's no hope, is there? You see what I have to put up with? What I have to put up with every day?
Every single day, that naughty Petra.
Hang on, is that Zaya? Hello, Zaya. Hello, Tracy Ann. Tracy Ann's there. We're getting those little happy things floating across the screen on Facebook again. Very weird. I don't get that all the time. Anyway, I love this one. Sorry, I'll calm down now. I'll put my proper voice on, and here we go again. Why is it that doctors call what they do practice?
Because they're not very good at it.
Don't make me cough.
Oh, dear.
Hi, Eric. That's from Crosswell in Morocco.
I like Morocco.
I do as well. Tracy Ann says hello, everybody, by the way. This is true as well. Why is the man who invests all your money, why is he called a broker? Because you're going broke.
Yeah, exactly.
That's ridiculous.
But it's not really. You've got to take into consideration the fact that many of these words are based on Latin and almost in biblical terms, and they become alien words become part of our language, and like that, sometimes we have no concept at all of what they mean in reality.
Right, everybody say hello to Caroline. Caroline's just joined us.
Hello, Caroline.
There you go. Now, this is a good question. Why can't they make the whole of a plane out of the same substance that the little indestructible black box is made of?
I've heard
Wait.
that question before. Very clever question.
Isn't it?
Yes.
No, weight. You can't. It's aerodynamics and weight.
Is that what it is?
Is that what it is,
Yeah.
Rich?
You see, I knew our science correspondent would do every part of it. I just knew it.
There is
Because, I mean,
there is
really,
another.
that's a really logical thing to do. If it's indestructible, you would think, why not make it? But it can't be done.
Right.
If it could be done, we would have done it.
The only problem with it is if you made a plane out of the same material as the black box and it was indestructible, there'd be no need for black boxes. So all the black box makers would go out of business.
That's right.
That's true. I had
See?
not thought of that crazy logic. Now, I have a question, and I have to prefix this by going, I know I'm fat, and because I'm fat, I can ask a question. And so I'm not being rude to anybody. Oh, my Lord, we're in trouble now. We have another Mancunian in the house, Mike O'Sullivan, as just says, hi, I'm Mike in Manchester. Hello, Mike in Manchester.
Hello, Mike in Manchester. Which part of Manchester are you from?
Yeah, he's a foreigner as well, Leigh. Mike, Mike, Leigh,
Are
Mike.
you from a proper part of Manchester, or are you from Ponty parts? Like
No. And Dave Hills has just joined us from the south coast as well. So anyway, next question, because I've already sort of rabbited on about how big I am. So can fat people go skinny dipping?
Yes.
How? Because they're not skinny.
Yes, but they're completely naked.
Naked. You
They're
mean
naked. They're
You mean
butt
naked? Yeah.
and I think they do it better than skinny people do because there's more of them to be glorious.
Right.
There is actually a scientific answer to this, and the answer is no. Fat people cannot go skinny dipping. The reason being, if they jump in a swimming pool, all the water jumps
I
out.
knew that was coming. That was so predictable. But there you go.
But they should do it in the ocean.
Well, that's right.
Well, then you get a satsuma.
A what? Satsuma.
You
Apparently,
know, tsunami.
Mr. Banks, Mike lives in Chiltern cum Hardy.
Oh, that's a bit posh.
Is that posh?
That's a bit posh. I'm sorry,
Oh.
Mike. You need to move to Openshaw or Moston or Cheetham Hill or somewhere
Posh
to be
Mike.
a proper Mancunian.
Yeah,
sorry.
we like that one. He's very, very, very posh.
He's one of the orange people.
Yes. We all know what the speed of light is because it's measured. So
Yeah.
what's the speed of dark?
Ooh, that's one for you, Rachel.
Just stupid question. Sorry, Petra.
Well, yeah, I understand the answer as well, Rach, but I'm not saying a word.
Well,
Speed of
I don't
dark.
know. This is the speed of dark. Well, I don't know. What now? We can start talking about dark matter if you want.
Yeah, we can.
But you don't want to talk about dark matter, and neither do I. I'm just-
No. Well, actually, if you think about it, it's the exact reverse of light. Therefore, it's the same speed.
Yes.
Boom, boom.
What is it going backwards?
That's the scientific bit. Apparently, Mike used to listen to the Media Zoo on CMR all those decades ago. That's true. Terry Ingram's come up with a great question. This is going well this week. Why don't paper shops blow away?
That's such an old joke.
I like that one. And here's one for our wordsmith, which is Mr. Banks, of course. How come abbreviated is such a long word?
That's a very clever question as well. Isn't it? I have absolutely no concept of any kind of answer to that. Well, I'll look it up.
Oh. Is that it then?
Well,
You don't know?
I have no idea. Abbreviated.
it's more Latin.
True. Now, this is a really good one. I like this one.
Right.
It's another science question, Rach. Are you ready?
Yes,
You sure?
I've never been more ready in my life for anything ever.
I could question that one. I don't think we go there. Ever wondered what the speed of lightning would be if it didn't zigzag down?
But it's tacking. It's tacking like a little boat.
It's
tacking to avoid crashing into anything on the way.
How you avoid getting shot by an arrow.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's a
zigzag when you run, and they can't hit you.
Yes, that's true. So all right, come on then, guys. Can you explain this for me? A bus station is where a bus stops, right?
Yes.
A train station is where a train stops.
Yep.
On my desk, I have a workstation, but I don't stop.
Well, depends. You were singing before, and you weren't doing any work, and that was horrendous. So I don't think there's a lot of work going on.
Do you know, Joe Meadows is in such a rude mind today. Oh, he's so naughty, I could crush a grape. He says, Eric naked, beach whale comes to mind.
That's a terrible thing to say.
That's a terrible thing to say.
That's terrible.
It's hilarious.
Yes.
Very awful.
Now, we do have to prefix this one by saying other teas are available, because Lipton's make tea along with various other companies. But do Lipton employees take a coffee break?
Oh.
It depends if they
like
take
if you worked at a biscuit factory, then you get sick of biscuits and just want a cake.
That's true.
Isn't it this?
Well, isn't it funny? If you work in a brewery, you wouldn't get fed up with the beer.
I'm glad you mentioned beer.
Did it? Are you? Why you don't? Yes, right.
Because that's the next question.
Oh, right.
And I think this is a real Australian question. I really do. I really think this is applicable. Should women put pictures of missing husbands on beer cans?
No, we don't care if they're missing.
Oh.
We don't care if they're missing.
No.
And if they're on a beer can, they probably dropped that can in the first place and just put it in the bin.
Oh, it's one of my old broadcast colleagues, Ryan's there. Hello, Ryan. How are you? Trust you're doing well. How much deeper would oceans be if sponges didn't live there?
Getting worse. Petra?
Yes?
Petra and I are going to have words when I get there.
I think she's doing brilliantly. It's almost like she's a hippie child.
She's not. She's just naughty.
Ah, right. Actually, this is very logical. This is very logical. Because, you know, if you go on holiday down to the seaside and you have something to eat, you're always told, your mum always used to say, didn't she? You don't go in the water till you sat down for 30 minutes.
Yes, that's true.
Yes,
I've always believed that too.
Yes. So,
I do.
yeah, absolutely true. So after eating, do amphibians need to wait about 30 minutes before getting out of the water?
No.
Why?
Because they have a different digestive and circulatory system to us.
Oh, that was a bit highbrow, wasn't it? Ew, so la-di-da, she said it, you know. That's
Excuse me for reading a book.
She said it with authority.
I did.
With knowledge and authority, which is something not very often heard on this programme.
No, I'm bringing this back down to my level now. Why don't they make mouse-flavoured cat food?
Oh, because it's a treat.
Yeah.
It's like you eating caviar all the time. If everything tasted like caviar, it's one of those rare treats, you see. Especially my cat, who never goes outdoors.
I know. What, your cat eats caviar?
No, my cat eats tuna, but won't eat any cat food that, you know, branded as cat food. She'll only eat fresh tuna.
Oh,
It's
get her.
funny thing. My cat used to bring mice into the house for me.
Yeah, it's a
It's
present.
horrible.
They want to show how clever and wonderful they are, and give you a present. That's why
And say thank you.
They give little gifts.
Rachel, could you put your artist's head on for me a moment?
Sure.
Because what is not known to some, and we shall tell them now and plug it, and she's open for commissions as well, our Rach is a bit of an artist.
Yes.
Not with alcohol, but an artist as in a painter.
No, that's my job.
She's a creator of art.
It's creative. Yeah.
So just imagine someone sent you some styrofoam, like tiles, the big styrofoam tiles? Yeah. And they say, Rachel, can you paint my little cat on the styrofoam for me, please? And you go, yes, of course.
Yeah.
So then what the heck do you pack it in?
Wood.
That's
So
a
it
good
doesn't
answer. That's a good answer. I know, I like that one. Oh, dear.
Oh, heck.
This one came out of a Christmas cracker, I'm sure. Is it true that cannibals don't eat clowns because they taste funny?
That's such an old joke. People have turned old jokes into questions.
I don't know. Have you guys seen that promo for that new Stephen King movie, or the remake of that Stephen King film?
Is that the clown thing?
Yes, I wouldn't eat that clown ever. That wouldn't be funny. That'd give you heartburn and then kill you.
Yeah.
That creepy clown.
Yeah, that's
one of
true.
the
It's the shoes that do it. don't
Okay,
they?
back to the word master. I think we'll get through these in the first part and get on with the news in the second part. So come on, wordsmith. Whose cruel idea was it to make the word lisp have an S in the middle of it?
Well, people with lisps can say S's. They can't say was and riz and things like that. They can say S's. So whoever invented the word was very clever by putting a letter in it that anybody with a lisp can actually say. You can say that. You don't get people saying ray for say. Lisping is not to do with S's.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Why can't you find fresh sardines at a fish market?
In a tin.
Because my cat ate them.
Very true. Why does everybody sign with an X, meaning a kiss?
That's a strange thing, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a thing. Yeah, it used to be indicative of the fact you didn't know what your name was, so you just put an X. Now everybody's trying to have sex with you.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that when you do a kissy face, that it sort of would be an X, like X marks the spot.
Yes.
Kissy face doesn't look like an X.
No.
No, but it's an X marks the spot. Put it right here.
True. Okay, last one. We're just about running out of time in part one. We've done well so far, ruining the programme. And I think this is very logical. I really do. Why are the copyright dates on movies and television shows written in Roman numbers?
So nobody knows what the real date is, so you never know when you can nick it or you can't.
How stupid is that? Why can't they just write 2017?
Because it's tradition. Because it's an historical, it's a legal document, and legal documentation has to be presented for some inexplicable reason in this archaic and ancient way of presenting things that nobody understands.
Yes. Sounds to me like some old git just keeping it going for no reason but to stay in a job. But that's another story. We'll be back in a couple of seconds, boys and girls. Do not go away, because in a couple of seconds' time we'll be back. And I think we'll have this one.
From the heart of Europe to the world, this is RTI.
This is an appeal that I simply wish I didn't have to make. In this day and age, how is it possible that 1,400 children will die today from dirty water? That children like Elodie have to drink dirty water from rivers and swamps, risking their lives. Right now, you can help save a child's life. Text the word water to 70080 to give WaterAid £3. WaterAid has the expertise to install pipes, pumps and taps that will bring clean water to children at risk. They just need your support. In the next minute, dirty water will kill another child like Elodie. So please, don't wait to save a child's life. Text WATER to 70080 now to give WaterAid £3. Thank you.
If your dream holiday is 2 hours from the UK, Perfect for children and teenagers, young couples, and the older visitor. Ideal for the physically active and for those who just want to unwind. Aqua City is the destination for you. Described by the Travel Channel as the place that will soon be on everybody's lips. Be ahead of the crowd and the envy of your friends, but still enjoy a home from home. Come to Aqua City Poprad, the world's leading green resort.
From the heart of Europe to the world, RTI.
Welcome back to part 2 of Postcard from Poprad, where we will do some news, I promise you this time, because there were some really good questions from Petra. I actually think Leigh was fabricating some answers. I do really.
Oh.
Yes.
Despicable.
He did. I think you made your voice go all authoritative, and you were making it up as you were going along.
Well, that's part of being a journalist.
What, making it up as you're going along?
Yes.
Right.
That's my job.
OK, we'll run through a couple of these. Not to be too morbid. Roy Dotrice, the actor, has died at an age, good old age actually, of 94. He was an impersonator, wasn't he, Leigh?
No, he wasn't an impersonator. He was an actor. He was the dad of Michelle Dotrice, who was in that programme with Some Mothers Do Have 'Em. Yeah. No, he wasn't an impersonator. He did 1,782 performances as John Aubrey, and he got in the Guinness Book of Records. Where did you get the fact?
Because he used to impersonate old people as his character. He was a character actor, an impersonator.
That's two different things.
Oh, OK then.
Thank you, Rachel.
Told off again. The love is reign supreme. Anyway, he's gone on to a better place, and good luck to him as well. Grand old age. This one upsets me a bit, actually, because I thought he was a really good comedian. Sean Hughes has died at the very young age of 51. Great stand-up comedian. I'm not sure did he make it down to Osrage?
I haven't heard of him, but that doesn't mean anything because, you know, I'm a bit of a Luddite where it comes to comedians. But the name actually does ring a bell. So he possibly has been to the Melbourne Comedy Festival.
Could have been.
I think he did. It's a very sad story because he was a self-proclaimed hedonist. And it would appear that it was his life of hedonism which had him shuffling off this mortal coil at the age of 51. Very sad.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never heard of that before. That's really weird. That is sad. One of the, the Canadian Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, actually got all emotional when he heard that Gord Downey had died from brain cancer this week, just at the age of 53.
Has anybody heard of it?
Horrible.
Yeah, I mean, they were a big band up in Canada, maybe not all around the world, but they were an amazing band. And I think it's sad but sweet. Joe Brandy, a pub landlord, he died at the age of 88, and he was totally teetotal.
That's the amazing part of this story, isn't it? Yeah,
really is.
He ran the Fiddich Side Inn at Craigarshie, however you say that, which was in Scotland, and he'd never touched a drink, despite the fact he's a pub landlord, and his name was Brandy.
But you know, it's you want to go into business with a publican who doesn't drink.
That's a good
call. You don't
call.
want to go into business with a drunk publican. There would be no profit.
Nah,
you don't stand.
I mean, Rach, could you get any kind of logic out of Rob, Leigh, and I jointly buying a pub and running it?
Yeah, it'd be brilliant.
No, I wouldn't. I will, first of all, dream on, because I wouldn't allow that.
Listen. Boys and girls, did you hear that? I wouldn't allow it.
I know.
No, but I'd run it. You know, it'd be safe if I ran it.
Yeah, well, you don't drink.
Yeah, and you'd ban us.
That's right. I'm saying.
Yeah, you'd throw us out.
You can all get messy. You just can't. No, I wouldn't throw you out. I'd keep you in so nobody turns up at my place.
Oh, right.
Oh, right. Now, that's a good idea.
That's very clever, actually.
Let's buy a pub. When you come across the state the village of the damned, I'll show you a pub for sale.
True. Okay, after 33 years of reconstruction and police appeals, the old Bath Bun Company has announced that Crime Watch is being axed. And the old lovies are all up in arms about it.
Who's up in arms about it? All the criminals?
All the lovey TV critics are going, oh, you can't do that. You can't get rid of Crime Watch. And I go, why? It's finished.
It was very boring, really, wasn't
No.
it? It started off being extremely good, and then it just became a bit boring. And the police who were on it, suddenly decided that they were television stars and became all sort of
lovey.
Lovey, yeah, exactly. It became a very lovey show, and it became a place like it was almost the Facebook of television where criminals could become famous.
Yeah, but it's the way that people hang on to the past. That's the most important thing, I think. When they go, oh, you can't take something like Crime Watch off the TV. It's been there for 30 years. And I tell you what, if you actually look at some of the news journalism type groups, even on Facebook, where they're closed groups, but they're still approaching journalists and other people. The police are in there every day looking for information about crimes that have been committed. And they don't have to wait weeks to get on the telly. They can do an instant shout-out. They can instantly go onto social media and say, a little kid's gone missing. Why do you want to wait for blinking Watchdog, which is a month later?
I think you're absolutely right. It's called Crime Watch, though. Watchdog's still on.
Oh, sorry, yes, Crime Watch. Well, same difference.
I think you're right. I think it is one of those things. It's like The Archers has been on the radio for 50 years or whatever.
Uh-huh.
That should be taken off, because what a load of rubbish that is.
Yeah, but that's a docu-soap, isn't it?
It's nothing. It's not a docu-soap at all. It's just rubbish. It's posh people talking rubbish.
Listen to it. Posh people talking rubbish.
But Crime Watch, it's had its day, hasn't it? It's done its bit. Like you say, social media fills the gap that was supposed to fill.
Correct.
It's just old-fashioned.
Yeah. 3 have died as the sun turns blood red in a chicken sky.
Yeah, you know what we've not mentioned for ages is the ConsumerWatchFoundation.com.
Flipping heck, it's a world record, 38 minutes, and we haven't mentioned it.
No, it's because we were answering questions. It was funny. So anyway, this is the lead, was the lead a few days ago on the ConsumerWatchFoundation.com. And it was just, we talked quite seriously about the number of people who died. There were 3 people who died in the storms in Northern Ireland. Thousands upon thousands of homes were cut off from power, yet social media could only comment on the fact that the sun had turned red and was in a yellow sky. Right. I think that's so sad. When people are dying, really, is that the mentality of the general hoi polloi of the public?
But were they where the people died?
Well, I wasn't where the people died, but I felt sorry for them.
I know, but you're a journalist and you think differently.
Yeah, we have empathy and sympathy,
Yeah, right. Britain's elite... Oh, Rachel's going to kill me.
Oh, this is a good story.
You're going to kill me. I know, she's going to go in a rant. Oh. And I was having such a good day up until now. Britain's elite universities represent a social apartheid. That's according to the former Labour minister, some geezer called David Lemmy, reckons that universities are social apartheid. Why?
Yeah, I think he's got a good point.
Why? How?
Really? Do you? Oh, okay.
Do you? Yeah, really.
Well, I do. I think, like, in certain, like Oxford and Cambridge, it's still not that easy for somebody who comes from the back streets of Manchester or somewhere like that to get into. And but if you are from the leafy lanes of Oxfordshire, then you've got a good chance of getting in there. There is social apartheid in the education system.
Hang on, the bloke's out of touch.
Ooh.
I think that's a really poor choice of words from this particular gentleman.
Yeah, this bloke, Mr. Lammy, is totally out of touch with the real world.
I don't think so. I think that's a terrible thing to say. Why? Why is he out of touch?
What's wrong with coming from a background where you have got a certain amount of money and being able to afford an education? What's so bad about that?
No, it's called jealousy, Rach.
No, he's not. He's not. That isn't what he's saying, Rachel. What he's saying is that he's not attacking. He's saying that there is apartheid in the education system. Of course there is.
No, here's his one sentence, and this is
items of entrenched privilege.
No, he says an Oxbridge degree is still the golden ticket in our society and a gateway to the top jobs, so the government has a responsibility to hold Oxbridge to account. Mr. Lammy, those degrees are a passport to working in McDonald's.
What a load of rubbish!
Oh,
please.
It
It is a load of rubbish. Lawyers and doctors and all those sort of guys, they're not working in McDonald's, and they require a university degree. Pull your head in, Uncle Eric.
No, they don't. He's claiming, I know what he's claiming. He reckons that these snobby people get to the government, be in charge of him, and he can't never go to get lots of money for being a paid-for minister. And I'm sorry, I don't buy that. And do you know what else annoys me at the moment? There's a whole swathe of, that was a good word from me, swathe of this stuff coming out. So you can't go to Oxbridge. It's an unequal, what was it the other day? The unequal level of women against men working in the financial sector in London. Now, I don't want anybody to discriminate, no. But you know what? I'm getting sick to the eye teeth of saying, oh, we must have 13% women in that part there. So people have to go and employ them. And are they really right for the job?
I get your point, but you have to accept that actually Britain went on this grand gugnol of ridiculousness when it decided that education, university education, was for everybody. And what we did, we put all the poor people of the country in masses of debt and gave them a job at McDonald's, exactly like you said. But if you go to Oxford and Cambridge, it's a totally different ballgame. I'm not saying it's right, but it is different. You walk in and say, oh, yes, I went to Oxbridge. They'll say, oh, lovely, come in. Would you like a tiffin? And you will do something there beyond what you would normally do if you'd have been to Staffordshire University, for instance. Nothing wrong with Staffordshire University. It's a very nice place.
We'll let Rachel have a word.
Go on, Rach.
Just, I don't think that attending an elite university is a crime.
No,
I don't. No.
In America, it's the same. You go to an Ivy League school and your chances of being employed by a fraternity and when I say that, I mean in finance, in business, in law, wherever, is greater because you attended an Ivy League school. And there's nothing wrong with striving for excellence. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be a lawyer, a doctor, a white-collar professional. There's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with wanting to get your hands dirty and be a plumber. Nope. There's nothing wrong with any of it.
No.
And I don't think we can turn our noses up at people who decide that a university degree at an elite school was for them. I don't think it's fair.
I'll tell you what's just struck me, which I've never commented on before. I might have done. Stop me if I have. I'm actually in quite a privileged position to talk about this.
Yeah.
Because A, I've got a degree.
Yeah.
And B, I've got academic qualifications.
Have you?
Yeah.
What have you got a degree in?
Marketing.
Marketing? You used to have a stall, didn't you?
Yeah.
Sold fruit.
And do you know why I took the degree?
Go on.
A mature student. I took the degree, only an open university one. But I took the degree because in the company I was in at the time, I could not progress any further up the career ladder without a degree qualification.
Interesting point. May I reveal something which I shouldn't reveal, really?
But let me finish the punchline.
Go on, sorry.
I have 7 city and guilds, 5 of which are in sort of physics, electronics-based things, and 2 are for ham radio. Now, the tools I use the most during the day, in my work day, are all my academic qualifications, not my degree.
I think that's a very good point. I do think that's a good point. In my case, I have to say, when I became a journalist, the requirements for being a journalist were having 5 O-levels and, in an ideal world, a university degree. Now, when I became a journalist, got my first job, and they can't do anything about it, so to you, I made up my qualifications. I said I got a university degree, and I didn't.
My dad did that. My dad, who has an Order of Australia medal, he made up his university qualifications too. And you could do back then, before electronics and before there was only paper. You could walk along with a piece of paper and go, "Here's my qualification," and people would just take you at your word. You can't do it anymore.
Yeah, we're going to lighten up. A gang of marauding turkeys has been causing chaos in a small town in Massachusetts, harassing not just residents, but also the police.
I know.
Well, it is coming up to Thanksgiving.
Ah.
And they're all a bit nervous. They're all running away from home so they don't end up on the
point. Good point.
Do you know what I didn't understand about this story?
What's that?
Well, the police said that the turkeys are a problem in this town, but state law doesn't allow the police or the animal control officers to remove them.
I know.
Well, if they're causing trouble, like if it was a crocodile walking down the street eating people, like gobbling people up, actually, you could say, then why can't would you just allow that? Or is it a special thing for turkeys? Turkeys are very dangerous animals, you know.
I tell you what, I can't broadcast this particular law, which comes from the southern parts of America, because I can't. But it involves a gentleman and a fish, and that's illegal to do on certain days of the week. Their laws are stupid.
Well, you know, in America, the president pardons a turkey for Thanksgiving, and now what's he going to do this year? Pardon himself?
That's true. Very good point, Rach. Well put. Like that one.
What's this thing you can't do with fish?
I can't tell you on the radio.
You'll have to tell me after.
I can, yes. Yeah, you can look it up as well. It's an absolutely true law. It's ridiculous. Some people aren't just cut out for the realities, like me, of a high-pressure work environment. That's why I'm so stressed all the time. And it would seem it goes the same for doggies.
Yeah, doggies get as well. Yeah.
Poor doggies. Let's ask our doggy expert, Rachel.
Yeah.
Sorry. That just cracked me. I don't know why. I have no idea why I found that so amusing. As we speak, my doggy is on the couch.
Yes.
On his back with his all 4 paws in there.
The social workers. Now, these people are not claiming dole. They're actually going out working. We must take their children off them.
Oh, it's terrible. It's absolutely. It is totally ridiculous. I don't get it in any way, shape or form.
Can I explain something here?
Please.
I think it's really important. My journalistic work goes back into the 80s, where, if everybody remembers, there was the satanic abuse of children, and people in Cleveland were accused of it, people in parts of Manchester were accused of it. And what was happening was that social workers were being told that child's being sexually abused by Satanists. And they looked at it and said, "Oh, we better take that child away." They didn't actually do anything that really would help. It was impossible for that to be the reality of the circumstances at that time. Yeah. A judge actually stood up, and I can't remember which judge it was, but it was in, a big. He said that satanic abuse of children cannot be taking place on the council estates of places like Cleveland, because Satanism is in the realms of the upper classes. And what's happened 30 years later, just removing the satanic bit from it, things have not really changed in the world of social care. No. You get an allegation about something that's happening to a child, snatch the kid, put it in care. That's job done. That's not social work.
That's not the right way to do it. That's almost child abuse. Hello to Anthony and to Adriana. Hello, Adriana. Dave Lockyer from South London's there. Si Stanhope and John Barter, I think, who's in Bratislava, is with us. I have another one going back to this Muslim thing and churches and all the rest of it. A story where a British man's been arrested for public indecency in Dubai. And to be honest, if you don't know the local laws, don't go somewhere. And I know this was innocent, or is an innocent thing in many countries, where he just bumped into somebody and touched this guy's hip. Now, how he touched it, we don't know. Whether it was rude, we don't know.
We do know exactly what happened.
Go on.
Oh, what he was doing, he was carrying a drink. Jamie Heron, 27, from Stirling, was carrying drinks back from the bar. Funny enough, the bar called Rock Bottom. And he was walking down, and this chap was in his way. And as you would do in Britain, you just tap somebody. But he tapped him on the hip. And he said he was doing it because he felt that he might be spilling the drink, and he touched the chap basically just to let him know that he wanted to come by. And that turned it into this horrendous thing for him. But you can't say that actually everybody has to know every nuance of law when they go to a different country. I have no idea what the laws consist of in Spain in reality. I have a basic idea of how to act and not create a situation. That's what Jamie Heron did. He didn't do it.
Possibly, because I don't know, really. What I'm saying is I wasn't there, I don't know. And I think that's the way to approach it. But, the highlight of the story is just be careful out there, people.
But he's lost his job. He's lost his job and everything because of it.
Leigh, he's an electrician. He'll have another job tomorrow.
That's a very good point.
He will.
Oh, excuse me.
Sorry.
I'm putting my hand up and realising I'm on the radio.
Will you not do that when I've got a mouthful of coffee, please?
Don't put your hand up when he's got a mouthful of coffee.
Nearly choked. Go on, Rach, sorry.
The Australian government has a website or a service that you can use called Smart Traveller. Yeah. And you can look up any country that you're going to and find out what you can and can't do.
That makes sense. It's good logic.
I always use it.
Good side.
Yeah, it's a good side. I like that idea. That's a really good one.
Not that in Britain. I don't think we do. Well, yeah, I bet we do. You go on to the Foreign Office and they tell you all the things you can and can't do in different countries.
Sorry, boys and girls, I've got to do this. A very dear friend of mine, and a lovely lady, I've just blown her a kiss on Facebook. Susan Mass is in Spain right now. Hello, Susan. I trust you're having a lovely time. God bless you, my darling. Good luck. Keep smiling. I know it's tough. I really do know it's tough. Language classes have shortened or been dropped in favour of other properties.
Priorities.
This is a report. This is a report from the. Sorry, I was angry. I should read it slowly when I'm angry. This is a report from the Useless British Council.
Yeah.
The Useless British Council.
Oh.
They are pathetic. Let me explain a little story for you. Just to put this into context. They are moaning that with them being there, there's not enough language courses going on. This is the British Council. They concluded that schools are struggling to give language studies the resources that they need. Now, let me explain. This is a PR stunt. When we started up Digital Angels together, which is a little charity, not massive, it's a little one, where we get computers from companies, they donate them, we fix them up in the office, the girls clean them up, and they go out to needy places like schools, hostels, and various other places around the east of Slovakia. So I thought, let's give the kids, a lot of them who are orphans, a good chance by giving them a language course. That would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get that? So I phoned the British Council. And this very nice young man called David, I will never forget his name because he was so nice. He said, I'm awfully sorry, I have to hand you over to Poland. Right. Okay, because that's the regional office.
Yeah.
The regional office in Poland said, it'll take a while because we'll have to write a contract for you. Excuse me? All I want to do is download the videos that are already on your website, because these kids can take a computer home or laptop home from the school, which is trying to make them equal with everybody else. But when they get home, they probably haven't got the internet, and therefore they can't study English at home unless I download them all, put them onto DVD, and what we'll do is we'll burn them onto all the computers of these poor kids. Oh, no, you can't do that. Why?
Why?
Because you have to have a contract first.
Even though it's public domain.
Correct. So this is what ended up happening. The British Council, which are supposed to encourage people to speak British English, have done so badly. The kids that we give the computers to now, and everybody else, they get, wait for it, they get English language courses from the Voice of America.
Oh, no. No offence, America.
One email to the State Department. Yes, Eric, what would you like? How can we help you? Shall we FTP them over to you? Can we do anything else to help you? What would you like us to do for you?
Yeah.
No contract, no messing about, no paper-pushing, red-taped British Council. It was just, how can we help you? And the British Council want us to believe they've done a study that makes sense? No.
I don't think they have. I don't think they have. I think this is actually endemic of the complete demigration of the British language. People are becoming less and less interested in it because there are so many other ways of communicating, and we're really desecrating one of the most beautiful languages in the world, and we're ignoring it, and we're making it a low priority.
Well, I don't know what just happened then, Leigh. Sorry to interrupt you, but you know the thumbs up thing on Facebook when you agree.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
As I made that comment, I had lots of thumbs up agreements going flashing across my screen in front of me.
I think that's right, because you made a good point, dear.
Oh, thank you. We'd have to move on because we've still got a lot to do, and we have 5 minutes in which to do it. Researchers have... I know what Rachel's going to say. Almost a quarter of British couples no longer sleep in the same bed as their partner, according to a new study. Now, why would that be, Rach?
Oh, I don't know.
What, you snore, Rach, so Rob had to move out, has he?
Yeah.
No, I snore, so I had to move out.
And you're quite right. According to the data, 25% admit they sleep in a different bed because their partners snore.
Yep.
I think it is. Yeah, and do you know why? This is true. This is true. The reason it's happening is because Britain is becoming a fat nation, and we have lots of fatties in Britain who snore because they're too fat.
I don't agree that I snore. I cannot agree.
You don't know. You sleep.
If I was to snore that loud, I'd wake me up, wouldn't I?
Well, you do, don't you? I've done that. I've snored and woke myself up. You're quite right. None of us snore.
Absolutely not.
Right. But that's not true. You haven't met Rob yet. Wait till we stay at your place.
Oh, God.
The roof's going to come off.
Oh, my Lord. Apparently, bogus illness claims are costing British tour operators £240 million a year. And this is about people who go, oh, it wasn't what I expected when they get home. And they have these, like, ambulance chasing... Instead of the ambulance chasing lawyers, we've now got the bogus illness lawyers.
Yeah.
And they are running around getting people to pay up all the time. And bigger companies just pay up. Do you know why they pay up? Because it's not worth their effort fighting it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that's the deal. We run on. Facebook, they want 1 million people using virtual reality at the end of the year. Virtual reality is old news. Did you?
It's old news. It's new news, and the fact that there is a company doing it right now, which you're alluding to, is a brilliant thing.
Yes, and had Mr. Zuckerberg watched BBC One television on Tuesday, he would have seen virtual reality at its best on the TV programme Homes Under the Hammer. All those wonderful students working so well, bless them. Good on you. Building homes.
It really needs say. If you go to the Consumer Watch Foundation, you can read all about it, because the Consumer Watch Foundation is backing this move.
Good.
Where it eradicates all the problems created when you're trying to learn a trade. This stops you making the mistakes and stops you damaging anything and stops you hurting potentially anybody and everything, and makes it so that you can actually earn your apprenticeship, or an MVQ in this case, at an exponential speed. It's an incredible thing. And Mr. Zuckerberg, listen to Uncle Eric for a change.
Thank you. Jill from Shillington has also joined us. Evan says, I will come for coffee after the show. Okay. I suppose so. Yeah, why not? Susan is enjoying my little quips down in Spain, going ha ha. And Chris Neary has joined us as well. Chris, where have you been? You're late.
What's the time of joining us? He's just checking up to see if we've finished yet.
That's probably what it was. No, Chris is an old friend. I'll just do the headlines of these because they're so funny. A man has survived a brush with death after his heart stopped, boys and girls, when a 14-centimetre fish jumped down his throat and stopped him breathing. The idiot was kissing the fish. But they had to get the paramedics out to him to get him going again.
Buddy.
Maybe not. And also a revamp of Top of the Pops. I nearly said flops. Top of the Pops is coming out on BBC. And the good news is most of the music appears to be for young people, which means Mr. Banks won't watch it. And if he does, he'll hate it.
It's got Liam Gallagher and the Foo Fighters on. They're not for 12-year-olds. This is going to be absolutely rubbish. Can you imagine?
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Honest to God, it's just a whole concept. It's taking the whole concept and putting people like Liam Gallagher in. I love Liam Gallagher, but have you heard his new album? What rubbish. A load of rubbish!
At which point, Rach, can you quickly say goodbye for me?
Goodbye for me.
Thank you. And very quickly from you, Leigh.
Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.